Alright, check. Yeah, microphone check. It's like as soon as I touch the mic, it stopped work. Alright, that sounds better. Hello everybody. I'm going to do a track called Don't Give Up. It's not my original backing track because I bring a CD, but they need it on USB. So I'm going to use another backing track. So I hope you enjoy it. Engineer, when you're ready? One. Yeah, you can turn up the rhythm some more. Come my voice loud. This track entitled Don't Give Up. Here you go, sir. Yeah. Me getting used to the rhythm as well. It's not my original backing track, but I'm gonna work with it. That one their name. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up, because a long time we know the system corrupt, so me say don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up, because a long time we know the system corrupt, me say don't give up on your dreams and go live. When times hard at the place I run cool, on the streets I know how to rule, cause no reach a jail, no bury in a hole. Keep your mind positive and focus. Enough things where you see how they bogus. System as usual like we are lotus. When we vote them, but them now I vote us. Don't give up, get up, just don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up, because a long time know the system corrupt, so we said don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up, because a long time. Second verse. Listen, things hard and but done already see. Could be 9 to 5 or working in the streets. Coming like me and money not like me. As it come, it gone, no steal, you no see it. Hard times and the whole of we are feel it. Me can't hide it, me have to reveal it. But me now go croon, now go steal it. Any problems, Father God, him heal it. Me say, don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up, because a long time. What me say? Don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up. I know what I said, don't give it up. You know why? Tell them, say, faith, move mountains and barriers. With faith, well, that we help carrier. Can't be weak when you have to be a warrior. Negative thinking that can't carry ya. Them say limit is the sky. So don't keep your head down, just keep your head high. Sometimes I feel like me not getting up blind, but me not gonna be a failure. So me have to try, that's why don't give up. Get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Cause a long time, we know the system corrupt, so we say, don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up. First verse on the top. We say, don't give up on your dreams and goal. Even when times hard and the place I run cold. On the streets up in no open road, cause no free a jail, no bury in a hole. Keep your mind positive and focus. No things when you see out them bogus. System I use we like we are lotus. While we vote them no one vote us. Don't give up, get to use, don't give up. Love your life and go and live it up. Don't give up. Yes, that's a don't give up. The microphone a chip and the rhythm is kind of loud. So thank you for listening.
Good evening, everybody. Right, my name's Parker Asein. I'm married. I've been married for. Hold on, let me calculate. I want to get. I'm just joking. Next year it would have been 18 years that I've been married. I have. Hold on, let me check. I've got 4 kids. I got 4 kids, 3 beautiful girls, and I got a son. Now the story behind that is funny because when a woman wants something, she'll get it. And after the 3 girls, I said to my wife that, baby, don't worry, actually I want to give you advice. Baby, listen, don't worry, I don't want to wait. I've got 3 beautiful girls, and whatever a man can do, these girls are going to do it for us, don't worry. And she said, listen, I'll get that boy. And I said, baby, when I know you're after me, I'm going to sleep in the garage. Anyway, she got the boy. That's the end of the matter. We, like I said, married 18 years. Life has a way of humbling you. Life has a way of making you stop. Life has a way of making you listen. Every of my children, all my kids, anybody know beatboxing? I used to do it with all my kids when they were young. And they had the dance. You know, kids, the way they dance, they used to dance. Then, my second daughter, same thing that I did with the first one, is with the second one. But when she got to 2, I noticed she wasn't responding to my beatboxing. Now, was it that I was out of tune? Is it that she didn't like the music anymore? Then my wife, women being very observant, she said that we need to take our daughter for a checkup. So we did. And just as it happens, you sit down and then they give you that news. That news that makes it as if you want the whole world to open up and swallow you up. As if you want to just run into the middle of the road and just get run over. They told us that our daughter had autism. Wow. Autism. How were we going to handle it? Now, I've always told people, because sometimes I go and do motivational speaking, and I say that men are pillars in society. And if you want to bring down any structure, you want to bring down this building, just take down that pillar. And that's what society tries to do to men, to take men out. Take out the structure and bring whole society down. And as soon as I heard this, I went into a shell. I went into hiding. I went into that denial state. Now, my brother here spoke about crying. At first, I didn't want to cry. I tried to hide it. And anytime my wife would ask, how are you feeling? What's going on inside of you? I'm fine, baby. I'm good. I'm strong. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I was quoting all the scriptures, but deep down inside, I was dying. From inside out, I was dying. I was crying. I was thinking so hard. I never forget the day I was on the M1. Coming back from London, we were in traffic. I was so deep in thought. How was I going to handle this? How do I go about it? What do I do? What questions do I ask? I didn't know the time I hit the car in front of me. The person came down, are you okay? I'm fine, you know, I'm good, how are you? Fine. They looked at their car, there's no damage to my car, the person said. And do you see any damage to your car? No. Then go on your way. But then I realized at that point, there was a problem. We used to argue, my wife and I. It caused so much arguments. I was in pain, I didn't know how to handle it. She comes to me with questions. She comes to me as the pillar. She comes to me as the husband. She comes to me as the man. She comes to me as the father. I didn't have any answers. Instead, I did the opposite and just started arguing with her. I would argue so much. There was one day I drove to London, and when I got to Brent Cross, from Brent Cross to Cricklewood, to Kilburn, to the central London, I just said, Lord, touch that woman. Lord, open her eyes so that she can see. Lord, let her leave me alone. Until God spoke to me and said, no, I'm going to start dealing with you. Because you are the man, you are the head, you are the source. And he opened my eyes to see that the person I'm fighting with is my teammate, is my soulmate. So why are you going to go and fight
contact with your team member. And I started to do what God enabled me to do. And as I started to talk with her, all she wanted was an outlet. Somewhere or somebody she can pour out to. She couldn't keep calling her friends. The doctors, there's only so much they can do. And there was Abigail. She had social communication skills. She couldn't maintain eye contact with you. She would rock, she would hum, and it will make me bleed, it will make me cry. But at the end of the day, no matter what she does, she was still my own. We went to a party one day and we were sitting at the table and two ladies sat opposite us and Abigail was there, she was humming, and they looked at her strangely and they were talking. But the father instinct came out of me and I said, she's my daughter and she's beautiful, isn't she? And they looked away as if they were embarrassed. So many things we've had to deal with Abigail. But my wife couldn't do it alone. Men, we need to open up. We don't know it all. But you've got the teammate, your partner, your wife. Talk with them. Tell them your fears. Tell them your worries. Tell them you're scared. They're not going to go out and tell their best friend, oh, see what my husband said, he's scaredy cat. No, she'll begin to work with you. Dear, maybe we can do it like this. Maybe we can do it like that. She now went into a school. I don't want to mention the school. But they said that our Abigail was chasing, not students, but the staff members around with a pen. And the way they made it out was that she was trying to stab the members of staff. That's not my daughter. So we went to the school, we had a meeting with the principal, and they said that because of the nature of the incident, they're going to have to exclude her from the school. They have these ways of using words. And so Abigail was at home 1 month, 2, 3, 4. Brothers and sisters, Abigail was at home for over 7 months. We fought and we fought. But you know what? Our God never sleeps. He never slumbers. We applied for an institution. It's more like a residential care home, school. People said, we're never going to get in, we're never going to get in. But we stood together in faith. And they accepted her there. And now, the achievement she's getting, we just knew that that wasn't the place for her. This is where she's meant to be. So I just want to encourage you, because I'm trying as much as I can not to look at my son. Because we as men, don't be scared to cry. Because you cry, it doesn't mean you're weak. Was it you who said, in your weakness, you find strength? Do you know what I started doing? I found something that, in fact, the day I first of all did it, I went to a bike shop and I got a bike. Now when they sell you a bike, they will sell you the whole gear, the attire, shoes, everything, Lycra, everything. And I can remember getting back home and I shouted from the ground floor and I said, baby, look at me. And she opens up the window and she goes, what's this, some kind of midlife crisis? But you know what? My brother mentioned one thing. Men, you've got to try and find somewhere where you can go, where you can meditate. Now, I go on bike rides and I can ride, I'm not talking about 10, 15, 20, I can ride for 70 miles. I've done it. I did a charity ride for McIntyre Institute where I raised £2,100. I did one where I did the Ride 100 miles of riding in Surrey to London, and London, Surrey, which was 100 miles. But during those times, I'm able to meditate. And then I'm able to go back home and reflect and talk with my wife and share. And another thing I'm learning to do, because we become products of our upbringing, I'm learning to bond with my family and bond with my son. The first role model the children are supposed to have is their dad. I didn't talk about football stars or MCs or mood actors, because you are the one who sows seeds into their life. And the other day I was driving with my daughter and I had some music on, Nat King Cole, and she said, "Daddy, what's this music on?" And I just remembered, that's what my dad used to play. So brothers, sisters, I want to thank Dee for organising this event, and I want to thank you sisters for standing strong with us and not laughing at us, but being with us on this journey, because we are all on a journey. We become one flesh, one soul, one body. And men, don't be scared to open up to your partners, to your wife. That's what they're there for. Remember, one mind, one body, one flesh.
Right, here comes Rigerta and Clare from Meaningful Education. Yes! That's more like it.
Thank you so much, Dee. Hello and welcome. It's lovely to see so many people here today and some familiar faces. My name is Clare Copleston and I'm a director at Meaningful Education. Anyone heard of Meaningful Education? Yeah. Oh, good, okay. I'm also the founder of the Bedfordshire Dignity Network. Anyone heard of that? No? Okay. Anyone ever heard of the National Dignity Council? No. And yet there's over
100,000 dignity champions
registered in the UK. Okay? So we talk about dignity, what it means to us as an individual, how we can improve community cohesion as well. And we also talk about training and education for children, young people and adults, all about mental health. So Rigerta's going to talk to you a little bit about our work with children.
Hello everybody. I just wanted to give you some stats really quickly before we go into anything else. We do a lot of children and young people's programs, and I know he's not going to like me for this, but Leon's at the back and he's helped us quite a lot throughout this year, and he's been fantastic. But we continue our work in schools where we offer programs to the junior schools. There are a lot of people who work in high schools, but we predominantly concentrate on the junior schools because we think early intervention is our long-term prevention. We work really closely with the teachers, so we offer them support as well as offering the children support, but at the same time offering parent support as well. With a lot of our partnership organisations, we do a lot of the work within the school and then out of the school and after school. Just to give you some quick stats on mental health for children and young people, as of from our recent study, it says that 850,000 children and young people in the UK have a diagnosable mental health issue, and 1 in 10 children will experience a mental health problem before the age of 16. From the amount of 850,000, over 19,000 children were admitted to hospital in 2016 in England, which is a 14% increase on the previous year. However, the report for 2017-18 is still to come out. Now, Claire, do you want to tell them about adults?
Okay, so our work continues right through to our adult sector. So 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health condition, and 1 in 6 people will experience a common mental health problem such as anxiety or dementia. Sorry, not dementia, anxiety or depression. Excuse me, we have just come off of a night shift. I just want to fill you in on some of our other work that's really dominated us for the previous year. Hands up, you heard about Grenfell Tower fire? Okay. We was one of the lead mental health practitioners for the Grenfell Tower fire, for the families. Our work consisted of overnight support, outreach support. We was based in the hotels where the families were, and we also did programmes on a weekend. Rigerta's going to explain about the programme on the weekend, Kids on the Green.
Kids on the Green has been funded by Kensington and Chelsea with other organisations that we worked with really closely. But on school days, I think it would run from 4 to 6 in the evening, and then on weekends 2 to 4. And what we would do is offer mental health support to the parents, whilst myself and other practitioners put on activities for the children. Also at the same time, through activities, offering them mental health support and grief recovery as well, thank you. But to date, I think it's been one of the most rewarding in the sense of helping people experience this fast, but one of the toughest. It's shown us how, in a crisis, how people need to come together in a community. It's unbelievable if the strength, exactly the strength that people had throughout the whole week. The first 6 weeks was probably the toughest we've ever seen, but a year on from that, people were still struggling. A year on from that, other issues were coming up. But Kids on the Green still continues. We are working very closely with them, and they're still supporting families and anyone who's been affected around the Grenfell area, which I think is fantastic work. And that's where I think me and Claire get our community cohesion spirit, and we try the best we can for anyone who does know us to bring the community together and do things for the community, to give you guys a voice. And well, you know, we're like the middleman. We try and tell the others what you want. But that's us on community cohesion.
Yeah, just a little bit of what I want to talk about now is we do a lot of work around stigma and discrimination around mental health, okay? We need to talk about how we're feeling. We need to talk about if we're feeling down, sad, most of the day, most days. We all have like so many organisations and support networks out there. We need to utilise them. We're going to show you a video that we are very passionate about called Labels. Has anyone ever heard of it? No? Leon has, yeah. Okay, so we're going to show you this video on labels. I find it so empowering, and we use this within our teaching and training materials, and I hope that you find it empowering too.
Skip that.
The volume.
I like it. Don't you just hate technology sometimes?
Just put the mic over here.
Just put the mic there.
And not black. I mean, that's what the world.
Yeah, well.
Calls me, but it's not. I am not black. I mean, that's what the world calls me, but it's not me. I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying, hey everybody, I'm black. No, I was taught to be black. And you were taught to call me that, along with whatever you call yourself. It's just a label. See, from birth, the world force feeds us these labels. And eventually we all swallow them. We digest and accept the labels, never ever doubting them. But there's one problem. Labels are not you, and labels are not me. Labels are just labels. But who we truly are is not skin deep. See, when I drive my car, no one would ever confuse the car for me. Well, when I drive my body, why do you confuse me for my body? It's my body. Get it? Not me. Let me break it down. See, our bodies are just cars that we operate and drive around. The dealership we call society decided to label mine the black edition, yours the Irish or white edition. And with no money down, 0% APR, and no test drive, we were forced to own these cars for the rest of our lives. Forgive me, but I fail to see the logic or pride in defining myself or judging another by the cars we drive. Because who we truly are, is found inside. Listen, I'm not here to tell you how science has concluded that genetically we're all mixed and race in the human species doesn't exist, or how every historian knows that race was invented in the 15th century to divide people from each other and it has worked perfectly. No, I'm not here to lecture. I just want to ask one question. Who would you be if the world never gave you a label? Never gave you a box to check? Would you be white, black, Mexican, Asian, Native American, Middle Eastern, Indian? No. We would be one. We would be together. No longer living in the era of calling human beings black people or white people. These labels that will forever blind us from seeing a person for who they are, but instead seeing them through the judgmental, prejudicial, artificial filters of who we think they are. And when you let an artificial label define yourself, then my friend, you have chosen smallness over greatness and minimized yourself, confined and divided yourself from others. And it is an undeniable fact that where there is division, there will be conflict, and conflict starts wars. Therefore, every war has started over labels. It's always us versus them. So the answer to war, racism, sexism, and every other ism is so simple that every politician has missed it. It's the labels. We must rip them off. Isn't it funny how no baby is born racist, yet every baby cries when they hear the cries of another, no matter the gender, culture, or color, proving that deep down we were meant to connect and care for each other. That is our mission, and that is not my opinion. That is the truth in a world that has sold us fiction. Please listen, labels only distort our vision, which is why half of those watching this will dismiss it or feel resistance and conflicted. But just remember, so did the caterpillar before it broke through its shell and became the magnificent butterfly. Well, these labels are our shells, and we must do the same thing so we can finally spread our wings. Human beings were not meant to be slapped with labels like groceries and supermarkets. DNA cannot be regulated by the FDA. We were meant to be free, and only until we remove them all and stop living and thinking so small will we be free to see ourselves and each other for who we truly are.
Thank you. Yeah, I often forget to put that in there, so thank you, the award-winning author now. Just thankful for the opportunity, as someone said today, oh, you're from Birmingham? So yes, made the travel down. I'm just thankful to be here and to be able to share my journey with everyone that's listening today. Today I want to talk about my journey, but I've entitled what I'm going to talk about as self-belief, because I think that everyone that spoke needed self-belief along their journey and continues to need it as well. So like the definition of self-belief is believing in yourself. I think you might guess that, but I think there's two sides to it. You need to believe in yourself, but also you need to believe in yourself when you have the opposition. Now, it's great for me to believe in myself, to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go out and write a book. And if I said that to someone, I say, yeah, go ahead, sounds great. But it's the difficult parts of the journey where a lot of people, and whatever they're doing, say, you know what, forget it. This is too difficult. This is too hard. This is long. And that's the reason why there's so many different things that people perceive as successful that everyone doesn't do, because everyone can't go on the journey that you're on in whatever field and whatever you're doing. So for myself, self-belief started in many different times of my life, but the two that I'm going to talk about today is being at school as a pupil and leaving school with not the best grades, and then secondly, now becoming an award-winning children's author, selling so many copies as a self-published author. So school, in primary school I was great, I left with some great grades. Loved the affirmation from my parents and my teachers, and I was really good at school, excellent, well done. In secondary school, especially as a boy, you move on to wanting the adoration of your peers, and that comes with, in my position. It comes with being, you don't have to be the smart person. Like, it's crazy. And I'm a school teacher now. I work with children that get excluded from secondary school, and I just tell them it's crazy to think that people perceive you differently or negatively because you have good grades. It's crazy. It's an epidemic in the youth, and we're definitely trying to change that. So yeah, I left school with no GCSE, well, one GCSE. I'm a PE teacher, and that's what I left with, a B in PE. And being someone that self-perception is, I thought, you know what, I'm not stupid. I think I'm quite intelligent, or I thought I was quite intelligent back then. How have I wasted 5 years? And I'm not one to think that I waste time, but then I had to reflect and think, you know what, I really have. Like, if that what being in school was for, to be able to come out with these qualifications, and I haven't done that, really I could have been doing anything. I could have been skipping school most months, most weeks. So when I got my grades, I went to college, and I didn't even think I was going to get onto a course, to be honest. I was like, you know what, one GCSE, they say you need 5, I'm 4 away. And I got onto doing a BTEC in sport, and then I went on to university in PE. I done my undergraduate and graduated, and then I done my postgraduate, and graduated and became a teacher. And there's many different parts of that journey that I won't go into, but I just had to have the self-belief to go out and make it happen. I thought, you know what, I want to help people in my position, and that's where my slogan, work hard, dream big, came from, because I needed to work hard in that stage, and I definitely needed to dream big. People that I went to school with, I don't look 29, but I left school in 2005. People that I see now are like, Ash, honestly, how are you a teacher? Never mind children's author. How did you become a teacher and now an author, and now you're married and you got a house and etc. etc. Thank you. You've total transformation, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was God. I'm a Christian, and that's one of the big changes that happened for me. But it definitely was self-belief, and I had to think. Like, I remember when I graduated, and my dad, not really well, we are huggy now. Before it was more like a handshake thing when I was younger. But he was like, you know what, I'm proud of you. I didn't think that you'd graduate. And I'm not saying that anyone feels the need that they have to graduate in life. That's another subject, especially as me being a teacher and talking about education and the curriculum now. But it was that when you came home with them GCSEs, after you was brilliant in primary school, and you had a tutor in primary school, and I was just confused. How did you come home with those grades? And I knew you was because of the parents' evenings that I went to, and I was like, you're slipping. But now I didn't even think you were going to go to university. Now you've graduated, and then the second time I graduated is like, now you're a teacher and you've overcome so many things. It's just brilliant to see. So that's the first time I had to have self-belief, and I've probably done that journey a small injustice because of how quick I'm trying to get through it now. But the second part is me thinking, you know what, at the time I was a primary school teacher. Parents in the house would know, teaching children that are 5, 6, sometimes 7. I'm a PE teacher, that half of the lesson is them getting changed. that just takes forever. So I was like, you know what, the carrot is, if you get changed first, you get to choose a children's book, and I'll put my children's voice on, and I'll read a book to the class, and we can have a race to see who gets changed first. And they loved it, and I said to my colleague, do you think it's difficult to write this book? It just came to me. I could write a children's book. I can't draw, I can source an illustrator. I'm gonna write one. He was like, yeah, go for it. Because we actually went to school together, so he was like, I knew what you was like in school. Now we're teaching together in a primary school. Go ahead, go for it. And that's where the journey started. I'm with my auntie today that's travelled all the way from Birmingham as well. I give her a woo woo, round of applause. One of the hardest working members of the WHDB team. And I wrote the book about my nephew. A lot of the family, and some people that have met me today have heard it, a lot of my family call him Ashley because me at 4 years old and him at 4 years old are literally spitting images. So I thought, you know what, all the family keeps getting us mixed up, calling him Ashley, and he doesn't really understand why. Like where's Ashley? Like, Why would you say his name is not here? Ashley's not here. I thought, you know what, I'll write about that. I'll write about the fun things that we do together. Me taking him to the park, taking him swimming, etc. Bringing him to my house, which I was proud of. Like, wow, my nephew's in a house that I own. It's just a big achievement for me. And that's where the journey started. And to be honest, every part of the journey got harder. Now, for some people, writing a book would be difficult, but honestly, writing the book wasn't difficult. 1 week, evenings watching TV with my wife, and just thought, you know, I'll write a few pages. And I think the Thursday or Friday, I said, you know what, we need to iron this book out now, get it into 20 pages, get it into some more, and it was finished. And I was like, I've actually wrote it. It's about children identity. It's about my nephew being called the wrong name, and he, in the end, he realizes that even though we look the same, he's his own person, doesn't have to live in my shadow. And I've done it as a school teacher. Like, why did you not get good on your maths test? I taught your brother last year, he was brilliant. And sometimes I get angry when I was a primary school teacher because the children need to know what time it is. And she said to me, I'm not my brother. And it was kind of like, you know, you get a standoff, the children are like, I want to say, ooh, but I'm scared, so I'm just going to look like, oh my gosh, you just said that to Mr. Hind. And I was like, you know what, I apologize, yeah, you're not your brother, you're good at some things, and he's good at some different things. And that just made me think, you know what, child identity is massive. As parents, we do it as well. Me leaving school with one usable GCSE, my sister being a property solicitor for property, working with like boring and all these things. I'm like, I know the pressure's coming. So I understood that journey, and I wrote the book, sourced the illustrator. It was very expensive. A lot of people were like, wow, do you spend that much on an illustrator? I was like, you know what, I wanted it to look like me. And as you can see with the front cover, it's a spitting image of me. And that was a hard part. And then I went on to getting the book kind of published. And the illustrator said, oh, you know what? You need to think about where you want the images to go on the page because you're going to need space for the books. And I was like, I'll give you the words, aren't you going to put the words on the page? And she was like, no, that's what a book designer does. And I said, yeah, that's what you, I look at my contract, looked at the contract, I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to start a book designer now. So now, the journey of me writing the book and people thinking it's finished, I had to source the illustrator. Now I had to get a book designer. Now I'm going back and forth with the book designer and trying to get the font correct, get the words here and the words there. So now it's like a PDF file. I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to do a children's book launch. I'm going to launch it in my local shopping centre. I'm going to get everyone to come as well as passing traffic. I'm going to get a videographer there to come and record and get a photographer to come. And I'll launch it on my birthday. What better marketing plan? I was the person that sold sweets at school, so I kind of got an idea about selling products. So I thought, yeah, brilliant. And the book's sort of being finished in like January, towards the end of February. So I'm like, great. Getting it on Amazon, got it on Amazon. That was difficult as well. So round about the end of February, I'm like, great. The printers that I was supposed to get the book printed with, they said, I still use them for different things, but I think they made it up, to be honest. They was like, the paper that we get from Brazil is too expensive. We actually can't print your book because it'd be more than what you're even trying to sell it for. It's March now. The book launch is at the end of March. I'm like, you know, I look young, but there's a few grays dotted around. I'm like, what do you mean? I got less than 30 days to get this book printed. And me being a teacher, you get a few hours a week to plan lessons. I'm in the staff room. Hello. Yeah, it's Ashley Hind from Work Hard, Dream Big Limited. Do you print books? Can you get these books printed? Blah, 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 blah. I'm phoning everyone. London, Bournemouth, Middlesbrough, different places in Birmingham, Oxford. Everyone's trying to charge me some stupid prices to print a book, and then they're saying, oh, we might not be able to do it that size. I'm like, you know the Gruffalo that sold like millions of copies? I want it that size. That size has been done. they're like, oh, but we want it, you might have to get it stapled. I said, it's not a school planner, it's a professional looking book. I want it glued down the spine. And now it's like the 9th, 10th of March. And people are like, yo, Ash, can't wait for your launch, man. I've seen the flyer, I've seen the video. And I'm like, yeah, come on, man, make sure you come downtown. Some people in my head are thinking, we ain't got no books to sell. And all along this journey, there's the mental battle of, do you really think this is gonna happen? Like, do you really think you're gonna get these books printed? And honestly, that's where the self-belief came. It was easy me being over here saying, I'm gonna write a children's book, to now I've told everyone, I've read like three books on social media. I'm on so many different social media platforms. I'm using it wisely, and I haven't got any books to sell. And then on the Monday before the launch was on the Friday and Saturday. The Monday the books came, and yeah, thank you. Even that part of the journey. Speaking to people in the industry, they're like, how many books are you going to print? And I'm like, you know what, it's getting expensive, but to keep the cost price low, I need to get a good amount. So I'm thinking like 1,000, and if I hold on to them, then I hold on to them. And she was like, nah. Self-published books only sell 250 in their lifetime. So I was like, that can't be right. When on the internet checked, I was like, wow, they only sell it. So I was like, I need to get 1,000, and if I hold on to them, I will. To wrap it up, at my children's book launch, we sold 202 on the Friday, 303 on the Saturday, on my actual birthday. So we doubled the book lifetime in 2 days. And then that's when I met Dee. I doing social media, I put a video out, someone bought 100 in Manchester. So in less than a week, I'd sold 600. I put a video out that some of you might have seen. Hi, I'm Ashley Hind, I'm a children's author, my book's out. If you want to get it, you can get it signed, etc., etc. And now, today, I've sold over 1,300 copies. So, thank you. So, now the action part of what I'm trying to say is flip it onto yourselves. You've all had that moment where you think, you know what, I can actually do something, or I've got a dream, I've got an idea. And how many times have you thought, oh, I could, but I'm not going to, or it's easy to say, but are you going to do it? And it's definitely going to be difficult. We don't want easy because everyone would be doing it. We know it's going to be difficult. But just use that time to reflect and think, what, am I sitting on something here? Because I meet children and they're like, I love your book. And I'm thinking, this was just an idea on my settee. I could have just never put this book out. How many things does everyone have here that the world can be impacted? Like all these people that impact the world, they're just average people like all of us that have now been deemed successful. People say the same thing to me, oh, like, you're a celebrity. Me, I'm just average, Ashley. They're like, no, like, your book, I've seen it. My book's in Germany, my book's in Spain, my book's in Italy, it's in America. It's crazy to think that it's in so many places, and that's from one idea. So take some time to reflect and think, you know what am I sitting on that I could actually just go out and do? Thank you for listening.